So the last thing we're going to do with the monthly expense dashboard and the expense tracker worksheet is turn them into a template. Every month, I want to be able to create a brand new Excel document based off these two worksheets. But when I create that brand new document, either of the worksheets, they shouldn't have any data on it, right? I don't want to see any of September's data when I'm working in October. And I don't want to see any of October data when I'm working in November, and so on. So we're going to turn it into a template so we can reuse it, but we need to clean it up first. All right, so back into our document. Just so we don't lose any of the hard work that you've been doing, let's make sure we save. Just Ctrl S on your keyboard. Let's nail that down because we're going to come back to this document. This is the personal finances -01. You can ignore the com in there. I put that there for myself. It's my active document. I'm working on this one. So I just wanted to identify it. But you've got your personal finances -01 file. Let's make sure you've got that saved. Ctrl S. All right, now that we've saved that, we're going to create a copy of this file that we'll then use as our template. So I'm going to go to my File tab, and I'm going to go down to Save a Copy. Now, just FYI, on my copy of Excel, I have the autosave feature turned on. That's why mine says Save a Copy. If you don't see Save a Copy, you probably don't have autosave, or at least it's not turned on. So you'll see Save As. Either option is going to work for what we're doing here. So now I'm going to change the file name. I'm going to call it temp-personal finances-01, and you can do the same. And more importantly, I'm going to change the file type. Right now I'm working with an Excel workbook, the most common type of file you'll work with inside of Excel. But I'm going to change that from the standard Excel workbook to an Excel template, .xltx. So save it as a template. That's what we want there. All right, let's see. Now, I'm noticing something here. It's happening on my system. It might be happening on yours. It may not be. Typically, when you change the file type to a template, Excel automatically changes your path, your file path, to a template folder. Mine didn't do that. It's still looking at my Excel personal finances folder exercise files. And that's not where I want to save the template. We shouldn't want to save it there. We want to save it inside of the Office Templates folder so it's easy to find and create new documents based off of that template. So I can see here that, oh, we recommend another folder for the type of file you've selected. Great. If you see that, hit the Go to Recommended folder. If you don't see that, it may have already done it. So you can look at the path and it should look something like this. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Go to Recommended folder. It should be your Documents Custom Office Templates folder. That's what we want. So I'm going to make sure we got our temp file, Personal Finances -01. It's an Excel template, and I'll save it. All right. Auto saves to your changes, saves your changes as you make them. Okay, great. Got it. This workbook contains external data. I can't think of where it contains external data. We didn't do anything externally, but let's see. Do you want Microsoft Excel to clear the data before saving the template and then automatically refresh the data? All right, yes, that probably deals with the pivot table that we created. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. All right, so I've now got my template file, but it still has all of the previous month's data in there. So on the monthly expense dashboard, I'm going to clean it up, get it ready to be a true template here. I'm going to delete out the income data. So the income name, the date, the amounts. Inside of the bills, I'm going to get rid of just actually, I'm just going to get rid of the dates. That's it. I'm imagining that each month will have roughly the same bills. So to save me time, I'll keep the bill names in there. And I'm going to do the same with the expenses. I'll delete out the budget column. Let's just get rid of those values. Subscriptions is good. All right, let's see. I'm going to go to the expense tracker worksheet, and I'm going to delete out all the records from this table. We shouldn't have anything in there because the next month we want a nice clean tracker ready for us to put in that month's data. I'll go back to my monthly expense dashboard, and I'm going to refresh the pivot table because that should be empty. So I'll click into there, go to the Analyze tab, and I'll refresh. All right, nothing in there. Boop. Good. All right, so I've still got amounts inside of here because those are left over from the previous month. But once again, save me some time. I could delete them out. Maybe I'll do that. I'll delete them. Kind of a preference. If you figure that each time rent's always going to be the same, internet's always going to be the same, you could keep them, but I'll get rid of them just to clean it all up here. So now we've got a nice fresh document, right, with a little bit of data in there, but just stuff to help me out, ready for the next month. So I'm going to make sure I save this. Ctrl S. All right, once again, that external data, yes, I want to do that. And now I'm going to close it because I'm going to create a brand new document based off of this template, ready for the next month. So I'll close this, File, Close. Great. So now I'm going to create a new document based off of that template. So if you need to reopen Excel, go ahead and do that. Then you'll go to your File tab, New, and we should now have an Office template as well as a Personal template. Personal showed up because we saved our template to the folder, the Office Templates folder on our computer. So I'll select Personal, and there it is. Temp Personal Finances -01. I'm going to go ahead and select that. Creates a new document. It's called Temp Personal Finances -011, but I've got a brand new document based off of those two worksheets. Ready for next month. It's empty, blank, ready for me to start dumping in the new month's data. Now, I just noticed something. One more thing that we should have cleaned up. I'm going to close this. You could do it if you like to, or you can just watch me do it here. I'm going to close this file. I'm not going to save it. But I am going to go back to File and Open, and I'm going to open my template file. This is the one that's inside of my custom Office templates. I need to modify something about the template. Our template should only have the expense tracker and the monthly expense dashboard. That's it. So I'm going to get rid of this sheet 2 that I think was left over from our pivot table. I'll delete that. I'm going to delete out the payment calculator. I'm going to delete out the investment calculator and the data tables. Just get rid of those. We'll talk about those later. They're still inside of our original file, so we'll go back to that one when we get to that point, but they shouldn't be inside the template. So once again, I'll save that. Yes, I want to clear it. I'm going to close it, File, Close, and now I'm going to create a new document based off of that template. So I'll go back to File, New, go to my Personal again, and I'll grab my Personal Finances template. And there it is. Only those two worksheets ready for me to put my data in. So I could start dropping in additional bills. I could start doing the due dates, the amounts, and so on. Then I can hop over to the expense tracker. Let's say we've got the rent. And this, I paid this one on, let's see, we're now inside of October. So I'll say 10/1/2023, 900. This was October rent, and so on. As I'm entering records there, we'll start to see our document come to life. So I could drop in my income here. We'll say paycheck. And I received that one on the 12th. And it was for $2,400. All right, there we are. We're starting to come to life here. Our pivot table, we've got data. So now I can refresh that and start to get that new data. Let's see, let's go back to my expense tracker. Let's see, I spend some money on food. Then I did this on the 6th. I spent $300. And once again, back to my worksheet here. And I'm starting to see the data come to life. I'll refresh the pivot table again. There's my food. There's my chart, my bills versus actual. I don't have any actual or budgeted data inside there. So let's say this is due on the 6th, by the 6th for $900. And we're now starting to populate that data. I'll budget $500 for food. And my nice little dashboard here is starting to come to life with my next month's data. So try this out. It's a template. You save your original document, get it all set up, right? Hide the stuff that users don't need to see, delete out the data that shouldn't be in there, and save it as a template. The next time you want to use it, File New, grab your template, and you're good to go. Try it out.